family background, the culture that you grew up in, all that becomes the conditioning of your mind.
And so, to be clear, whenever you are identifying with that mindset, it means that is your ego.
That's right.
Because who you are, you, the deeper I, the deep I, or I say you with a capital Y,
Yeah.
O and a U, is consciousness.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So to be identified is the ego. It doesn't mean that the conditioning of your mind disappears. So you still have opinions and viewpoints
Right.
on whatever, on politics and so on. But when you talk about your opinions or viewpoints, you no longer regard them as an essential part of who you are.
That's right. You know what it is? What happened to me? It just doesn't hold as much weight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I still am the same person. I still have the same opinions, the same values, but I don't have to prove myself to be right. I can listen to your side of it and hear your side of it and actually see some right in that, even though I might have disagreed.
Yes.
That's right. So I can observe my ego. I can observe my mental state.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Once you understand that you are a part of consciousness, that you are consciousness, that you are separate from your thoughts, which is the biggest lesson to get in the world, is it not?
Yes. Yes. That's the realization that can only come to you if you are observant, and in the gap between two thoughts, for example, right now as we're speaking, if I slow down a little bit, then there will be very brief gaps between words or between sentences. And if you pay attention to the gaps, they're not only words, and as there can be little spaces between your thoughts, between one thought and another, or when you're looking at something, nature, and for a moment, you just look without imposing mental labels on things, and then to be able to sense your own presence in that moment as consciousness. The most essential thing about you is that you are conscious or consciousness right now.
And another word for that is aware.
You're aware, that's the awareness arising.
Yes.
You know that you are conscious directly, not as a conceptual knowledge, but direct realization of that essence of who you are. And that's such a liberation from the prison of inhabiting a purely personalized sense of self,
Right.
where you derive your identity from your personal history, the narrative, the story in your mind, all those things that make up the so-called person. There's nothing wrong with that. Of course, you have memories, but to derive your sense of self from these memories, that's a great limitation.
So it's just like you write in the beginning of A New Earth. Everybody comes to their own evolution in their own due time. The fact that you're hanging in and you're reading this and you're seeking this means that you have reached a level of awakening.
Yes,
right.
That's right. Because otherwise you would open that book and the page would be completely meaningless.
Absolutely.
There needs already be something in you that recognizes the dimension to which the words point, that is in you.
The dimension to which the words point is the consciousness within you.
Yes.
Because if you are still listening to us right now, it means that you are already in a state of awareness and openness and seeking for yourself that is unlike most of the world, I would say.
Yes. And that's
It's a higher state of being if you can even hear this conversation.
that's right.
It's time to banish one more thing